Hello and welcome. In this video, we will configure the floating button layout in the WhatsApp ChatHelp plugin. This layout adds a floating WhatsApp button to your website that allows visitors to quickly start a conversation. We will go through every available option and also preview the results on the front end so you can clearly see how each setting affects the chat button. Let's begin. First, we select the floating button layout. Once selected, the settings for this layout will appear below. Now we start with the general settings. The first option is WhatsApp type. Here you can choose how visitors will connect with you. You can either connect them to a WhatsApp number or a WhatsApp group. When number is selected, you simply enter the WhatsApp phone number where messages should be sent. After saving the settings, when a visitor clicks the floating button, WhatsApp will open and start a chat with that number. Now let's switch to the group option. Instead of entering a phone number, you can paste a WhatsApp group invite link. When visitors click the button, they will be redirected to that WhatsApp group. This is useful if you want visitors to join a community or support group. Let's use number option for this demo. Below that, we have pre-filled message. This message automatically appears inside WhatsApp when the visitor starts the conversation. You can customize this message to include useful information. For example, you can include the page title so the visitor's message already explains what page they were viewing when they clicked the chat button. This helps you understand their question immediately. Next is the availability section. First, we select the time zone. This ensures that the availability schedule works according to your local time. Below that, we can configure the availability schedule. Here you can define the days and hours when the chat button should be active. For each day, simply set the start and end time. If the current time is outside these hours, the chat button will not appear for visitors. This allows you to control when users can contact you. Now let's move to the button settings. Here we can configure the appearance of the floating chat button. The first option is floating button style. You can choose between two styles. The first option is icon button. This style displays a small circular WhatsApp icon floating on the page. When we preview the front end, you can see how the icon appears at the corner of the website. The second option is simple button. This version displays a button with text along with the icon. This makes the call to action more visible for visitors. When we preview the front end again, you can see how the button now includes the text label. Below that, we can customize the button further. You can select the icon that appears inside the button. There is also an option to choose the close icon, which is shown when the button is expanded. Then we can configure the button's size, allowing you to make the button smaller or larger depending on your design preference. Below that, we can customize the icon color and the button background color. These options help you match the chat button with your website's design. You can also configure the button border, including width, color, and radius. Next is the button tooltip. This allows you to show a small message when a visitor hovers over the button. You can enable the tooltip and customize the text. For example, you might display a message like, "Need help? Chat with us." This helps encourage visitors to start a conversation. Then we have the button tooltip background color and button tooltip width, which control the appearance of the tooltip message. Below that, we configure the positioning settings. Here you can choose where the floating button appears on the screen. For example, you can place it in the bottom right corner of the website. You can also adjust the margin from the screen edges to control the exact placement. Now let's move to the style settings. Here you can configure the overall colors used by the chat interface. You can define the primary color and secondary color, which control the appearance of elements like buttons and highlights. Below that, we have typography settings, where you can choose the font used in the chat interface. This allows the chat widget to better match your website design. Next, we move to the Others section. This section controls where the chat button appears on your website. First, we have device visibility. You can choose whether the chat button appears on all devices or only on specific device types. Below that is visibility by. This allows you to control where the button appears on your website pages. For example, you can enable it only on specific pages. You can also choose whether to include or exclude selected pages. This gives you full control over where the chat button is displayed. Finally, we have the Backup section. This feature allows you to export your plugin settings. You can download the configuration and later import it again if needed. This is useful for transferring settings between websites or restoring a previous configuration. After configuring everything, save the settings and visit the front end to see the floating WhatsApp button in action. Visitors can click the button and instantly start a WhatsApp conversation. And that's how you configure the floating button layout in ChatHelp.